Yeah. Oh, like the ooh, oh, the Hannah Montana cutscenes. Yeah. Best era of Disney Channel.
Wow.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Welcome back to another episode of Blackbird Breakfast Club.
I'm Blackbird, and this is Breakfast Club. I'm Joseph.
I'm Jordan. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new, hello.
Hello.
If you're not, thank you.
Also, hello.
Yeah,
I'll
I don't
say
know
hello
why.
to
I don't
anybody.
know why I said that.
No discriminations against my hellos.
No. All right.
For anybody who doesn't know us, we're married.
We are married, and we've been married for 4 years.
4 years.
Wow.
On the 6th.
On the 6th. So we're recording this a little earlier than that, but by the time you listen, we will have been
We'll
married
be married for 4 years.
Oh my God, 4 whole years.
Really shooting for 5.
At least, you know. That's your joke.
I love that joke.
Yeah, you keep saying it.
The thing is, if you set your expectations low enough,
Mm-hmm.
you'll never be disappointed.
Are you talking about with marriage?
I will let you interpret however you would like to.
Okay. Well.
You love being married to me.
You love being married to me. Okay. Yeah, we've been married for 4 years, and
That we have. January 6th, 2019
good job.
is when we got married.
That's right. You were super confident with that one.
I'm so bad with years.
I am too, honestly, but that is for sure the year we got married.
It was.
We got married in January. It was cold and
but it was
great.
perfect.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I will say at least for me, so here's the thing. Going into marriage, a lot of people said a lot of things, right? And I'm sure if you're married or about to get married or whatever,
Send this podcast to your engaged friends.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of people told us when we were engaged, it was a lot of older people that were like, well, first year's the hardest. Marriage is really hard and all this stuff. And I was just like, well, okay, not really the best thing to tell someone.
Yeah, I understand the intent of saying something like that, but my God, how condescending can you be?
And how drastically different of an experience I've had with marriage, or we have had.
Yeah.
But, why would you tell someone that's about to get married?
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of our married friends have experienced that. So, anyway, but don't listen to that because I feel like a lot of it is the intention you put into it of
100%.
like, if you believe that and go into your marriage that way, then you probably will have a hard marriage.
It's just like anything else. You're going to get out what you put into it.
For
So if
sure.
you're putting into it that it's going to be horrible or that your first year is going to be super hard or, all these things. Obviously, you got to like know the person really well. You got to be on the same page. You got to be on the same team.
It also
about
depends
everything.
on the person, depends on the couple, the personality types. There's also a lot that goes into it. So I understand that like some people do have a really first hard year, and I understand that.
Totally.
And I would say for us specifically, I don't necessarily think our first year of marriage was hard, but I think that where I've come to with marriage being hard or not, I think more what I say to all those things is like life is hard.
Yeah.
I don't think my marriage is
You said buckle up, buttercup.
Life is tough. And living is not easy. No, but like life is hard. But I would say for us, I think marriage has been really sweet, and it's in a lot of ways been my
it's been a refuge from the difficulties of life.
I would say that's how I see marriage, less of like marriage is really hard and more of like life is really hard, and we've been through some really hard things together in our relationship, but I would say that I'm glad I've been married through some of those things
100%.
because it's made those things not easier, but like it's been nice to have someone with you through those things and to be able to learn and grow with someone. Obviously being in a relationship with someone has its own difficulties and like
there's a lot of sacrifices that come with being
and there's
in a relationship of any capacity, but especially married.
And like learning someone is a hard thing.
Yeah.
So I understand that, but I think, I don't know, I just like to change that narrative of marriage is hard to more of like, I don't think we have to put that label on it. I think for us, our marriage has been really fun. It's been really beautiful. There's been definitely dark things we've walked through together, and there's been some highs and some lows, but I think throughout it, I mean, I say this all the time, like, and I know a lot of people say this, but like, Joseph is my best friend. Like, at the end of the day,
what can I say?
I've been saying this a lot lately. Like, I think how I know Joseph is my best friend is like, and truly my best friend is like, I would genuinely want to hang out with you over pretty much everyone else.
Yeah.
And like, I don't really get sick of that. I mean, there is like, there's healthy boundaries to that, even of like having your alone time, having time with other people and all of that. So I'm not making a blanket statement of like, I never get sick of my husband or whatever. But I think that like, we're just best friends. So like at the end of the day, we just love hanging out constantly. And I think that that's really sweet. So anyway, that's been my experience is like,
I completely
love
agree.
it.
It has been the best thing. It's been the most challenging thing. It has pushed us both to be better people. It has been so good. Just overall, marriage is a great thing.
Yeah.
We love it.
We love it.
Highly recommend it.
Would recommend it.
Give it a try. Give it a whirl.
Well, yeah.
Well, let's commence the anniversary festivities, Jordan.
Yes.
What was your favorite memory from our wedding? Because our wedding was sick.
Our wedding was really sick. We went into planning our wedding. Joseph and I are very like non-traditional people in a lot of ways, in the sense of like,
we're not like the other girls.
Not like the other girls. No, I feel like we went into, especially like our wedding planning of like, I didn't necessarily want to do all of the cliche wedding things that a lot of people do.
Not just some.
Not what?
Not just some.
Oh, not just some.
Not just some.
I thought you were saying not just some. I was like, what does that mean? Yeah, I mean, we did do some very traditional things, but like overall,
having a wedding,
like having a wedding, yeah, it's true. But I feel like we made it very much our own. We've made it very us. I feel like looking back on the day, it was like I'm really like I don't think I really regret anything. I also like to look at our wedding day as a timestamp of like who we were at the time, because like obviously now if I were to have a wedding, it would be very different, but I'm a very different person now than I was 4 years ago. So like I like to remember my wedding as like, I don't regret anything, because in that moment, like those were like the choices I made. That was the hair I had. That was the makeup I loved at the time, the shoes I wanted to wear, like all those things. Whereas like now it might have been a little different, but like I think it's beautiful looking back at like what we looked like
a little
then.
time capsule.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry, my favorite part of our wedding day, we did instead of having like toast and speeches during like the reception part, which we had one venue and we had the wedding and reception in the same place. We just flipped the room very quickly between like the ceremony, and it was very like
threw out some tables.
It was just kind of the same moment, I feel like, or same. Yeah, there wasn't like time between it. But instead of doing like toasts and stuff and speeches, a lot of the people that were like in our wedding or that we would want to give speeches or whatever are very talented musicians or singers or whatever, or just like artists in some way. And so we got them to perform a song, or our friend Javon did a spoken word piece.
Shouts out Javon.
And it was just really sweet. Like my brother sang a song, my best friend and her husband sang a song, and like and we had some special guests there. But it was just really sweet, and it was like I just remember being so present in that moment and just so teary and joyful, and that was probably my favorite thing, most memorable really too. Yeah. What was yours?
I love that we had Cracker Barrel cater.
Yes, I was gonna mention that was another highlight,
because that's the joy of that started for me during the planning period.
Yeah,
when we decided, because we love breakfast.
Yeah,
clearly,
that was.
This is
clearly,
the
oh my gosh!
Well,
that hasn't
our
changed.
Podcast after our favorite meal of the day. So we wanted breakfast. You okay?
I'm having a lot of issues with my headphones right now. I don't know why.
Interesting.
I think we're good.
You think you're being a little dramatic?
I think
you need some attention.
Shut up.
So while we were planning the wedding, we decided that we wanted breakfast. We were talking to like pretty traditional catering companies about it, and they were like, "Well, that's not on our menus. That's gonna be like $35 a head," which is insane
So
for
expensive.
some eggs.
Yeah,
That's
like
nuts.
some of the cheapest food options. Yeah.
So we'd reached a moment of frustration when all of our catering options have come back to us and given us ridiculous prices to cater breakfast. And in a moment of defeat, I said, I wish that we could get Cracker Barrel to cater our wedding.
Quick Google search later.
Yeah. Turns out they do that.
Turns out they do, and we did it for
it's like
what?
$7
$7
a
a head.
It's
it was amazing.
unbelievable.
At least at the time. It's probably different now.
Yeah, I don't know what it is now, but we got so lucky because you can order you can sort of order Cracker Barrel catering.
Mm-hmm.
This is now just an ad for Cracker Barrel.
Oh, I love Cracker Barrel.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep talking about it. So you can order Cracker Barrel catering, and you can get I'm for 6 people, and they'll bring you a little box or whatever. But because we had 150 people that we were ordering for, they actually sent somebody.
Well, they were early into starting Cracker Barrel catering in our location.
Right.
They were starting to roll it out, and we were one of the first weddings
So we had
they
this
did.
wonderful woman who catered, full on catered our wedding.
We had breakfast casserole.
Yeah, hash brown
pancakes.
casserole. We had fruit. We had a pancake bar.
It was great.
They brought a flat top, and you could just go up and order what you wanted in your pancakes, and they made you fresh pancakes. And it was $7 a person. This was the hack.
Yeah.
This was my wedding hack.
It
was ask Cracker Barrel.
Yes.
That is the answer.
It is.
They didn't bring the flea market with them. They didn't bring any of the
no gift shop in our wedding.
No. We didn't have the little triangle games. There was no wheelbarrow hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah, the vibes were not Cracker Barrel vibes. We had a wedding.
But the food, my God.
Yeah.
It was Cracker Barrel vibes.
Yeah, our wedding was not themed to Cracker Barrel, but
Barrel
the food
vibes only.
Yeah, the food was so good, and then we got a local coffee.
Yeah, there was a coffee roaster
around the corner to
brought some urns of coffee.
Yeah, just had some coffee. We just had a breakfast in the afternoon.
Cheap.
It was so cheap.
So good.
So cheap, so good. We also
That's what I loved.
I did love that. It's reminding me of other things. At the time, Joseph was dealing with some pretty intense allergies, so we didn't have a cake, which we didn't really care to have
where
a
are
cake.
you going with this?
But my mom made us a waffle cake, and it wasn't really supposed to be eaten. It was more just for to look like a cake, and we could do the cake cutting. But she made waffles stacked on each other to look like a little
it was really
waffle
cute.
Cake, and it was very cute because we had I think we had little donuts as our dessert instead of cake. But shout out to my mom for doing that.
Shouts out Dina. Also, I need to make a public apology to Dina Clark.
Oh yes,
I went on a tangent about It's a Wonderful Life, forgetting that it's her favorite movie in the world.
Yeah.
So I want to go on record and say that I will watch It's a Wonderful Life again.
I will. Okay.
I will.
Right.
I won't say that it's a good movie, but I will watch it again.
The redemptive moment.
But shouts out Tina.
Shouts out Tina.
The wedding as well, if you remember, and we'll talk about this maybe in another podcast, but it was the start of our I'm sorry, there's gunk on the table, and I'm just
I know
figured out how to get it off. So
it's okay.
Well,
thanks for pushing it over to my side.
Of course, it's your problem now.
Okay.
The wedding was the start of our car troubles.
Oh,
as a couple, our collective car troubles.
The day before our wedding, my car broke, or our car. It was going to be So
because my car had already blown up.
Yeah.
So we were down to sharing one car, not living together.
Which was hard, by the way.
Yeah.
It's hard to not live with someone and share a car with them for obvious reasons.
For a month. It was for a month.
Yeah, it was a month.
That I think I held on to your car and would pick you up every morning, and we would commute to work together, and then I would just drop you back off, and that was us sharing a car.
Yes.
And then
the
it
broke
night
down.
Before our wedding,
our transmission broke.
The transmission went out in the Mini Cooper.
And we didn't have a car. So then
time?
What?
The transmission
that
went
was
out
the
for
first time. Yeah. Okay.
We'll talk about this another time.
We'll talk about car troubles in another podcast because
we've got those.
We've got some crazy stories with cars. Yeah, I feel like it's a curse or something.
It is. But it started at our wedding.
Yeah, it started at our wedding, but that didn't let us down because we made it work. I think, yeah.
The wedding was a great time. Ask anybody who was there.
It was really
a great
fun.
time. I was there. It was a great time.
Mm-hmm.
You were there. It was a great time.
It was special.
In our last year of marriage,
Mm-hmm.
as we've completed our 3rd year of marriage.
Yeah.
4th year? Wait, how does that
work?
Well,
hold on.
It's our 4th anniversary.
Yeah, it would be the 3rd year. I don't know why I had to do that.
You did it visually.
Because I'm a visual person. I had to see it in my head.
You're like 0 to 1.
Well,
1
no,
to
I was
2.
doing 19 to 20. That's 1 year.
Right.
20 to 21. That's 2 years. 21 to 22 is 3 years. So technically, we've been married now for. We're in our 4th year of marriage.
Is that how that works?
I don't know. Anyway, what have we learned within the last year? Let's say it like that.
No, we need to figure this out. January of 2019
is when we got married.
To January of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
January of 2021. January of 2022. January of 2023.
Oh, so we've been married for 4 years.
We are now in our
I forgot
5th year
we're in
of
2023. That was me forgetting it's been a new year.
Oh, gotcha.
That's what I forgot.
Wow.
Okay, so I was like, how does that work? 4 years. So
4 years.
In our 4th year, we're on our 5th one now. Yeah. This will be our 5th
year. We're entering into our 5th. God, this is so complicated.
Wow.
We're entering our 5th year of marriage.
Yes.
In our 4th year.
That was embarrassing.
What was your favorite moment?
My favorite moment? Just within the last
calendar year. Just like your favorite
year.
thing in the last calendar year in relation to our marriage.
I feel like we've been on some pretty special. I feel like I have 2 answers, but they kind of go together.
Okay.
One is
I'll allow it.
I feel like we've gotten to like truly work together for the first time. I think we've kind of done that in the past, but this is like we are technically employed by the same person, which is really special. I feel like that's just something we've always wanted in like a dream of ours, I guess. So that's been really cool. And because of that, we've gotten to travel a lot together. We've gotten to go on tour together. So Joseph, y'all probably know this, but if you don't, Joseph guitar techs for a band and I do social media for them. And so there have been a few times where we've gotten to go out on the road together. I don't always go out, but when I do, it's really special. And so we've gotten to do that a lot this year. And I think that has just been really special in our marriage and our relationship of like, because touring in itself that's a whole conversation in itself of like touring and being married there's a lot of challenges with that, but there's also a lot of really beautiful things too. So I think that has been one of my favorite things. And I think that we've had really fun trips together, like our New York trip, which like that wouldn't have happened if you didn't have that job, because Joseph was already in New York for work that week. And I came to like fly out with him for the off days. And then I ended up going on tour with them for the rest of the week. But like that was still just kind of a vacation for us, which was really fun because it was your off days. And then also, this was not work related, but when we traveled to Toronto very spontaneously, that was one of my favorite moments of this year.
Great trips. I was going to say the same. Of
really?
Like working together, getting to tour together.
Yeah.
We've like spent a lot of time building the infrastructure with which we would get to tour together and get to work together, and we've gotten to actually do that this year, and it's been great.
So special.
Highly recommended.
So grateful for that. I feel like it's been a great year, and I feel like I say that every year. I feel like it gets better and better, and I believe that about this year too, that it'll just be even better and more opportunities, more growth and all that. So
me too.
High five.
That was a high five for those listening. What's the biggest changes that we've seen in each other?
Ooh.
Good, bad, indifferent?
I feel like there's been a lot of changes this year.
Yeah.
Do you have an answer first?
I do, yeah.
Why don't you go?
Your style has gotten so much better.
Thank you.
Not that it was bad last year.
Yeah.
But like you really have come into your own.
Thank you.
Like
I agree.
I don't know, you're more confident in your style. You are, and like outside of just you have better fashion and you have a better haircut. Like I feel like you just know yourself more.
Yeah.
You know yourself this year better than you have in any year I've known you.
Thanks. I agree. I literally was saying this the other day. I feel like, so I'm 29 and I will turn 30 this year, which is crazy, but I'm actually really excited for it. I've heard a lot of people talk about their 30s being the best years and being Not necessarily the best years, but like being really great years of feeling confident and knowing yourself really well and just being in a place of life where they don't really care anymore what people think. They're very driven and like kind of know a lot more. And it's funny because I've started to feel that in myself. And like I feel like
I can see it.
fashion and how I present myself and confidence and all of that ties into it. I just feel like I'm caring less and less what people think, and I'm doing things more for myself and my own health and my own like well-being rather than trying to impress others. Like I'm more just like having a lot of fun with expressing myself in the way that feels authentic to me. And yeah, I do feel like I have a lot better fashion, and I've like found things that work for me and cut bangs, which like that'll change a person.
She's in her bangs era.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for saying that because I agree. I feel a lot more confident and yeah. I'm trying to think for you. And within the last year was the question. I think it's been really sweet because I feel like, well, Joseph started doing the work that he's doing now within the last year. So I feel like it's been really cool to watch you. I feel like this is the first job you've had that you've truly thrived in and loved. Like it's been one of those things where you've worked really hard to get to where you are. And it's been really beautiful to watch you just like love it. 'Cause like you've been through some very bad jobs as we've heard. You've been through some crazy jobs and some crazy like work environments and all that. And I think like it's been really fun to watch you. I don't know. I just feel like you're a lot healthier of a person because of it. 'Cause like you're a really hard worker and like you work really hard, but also like it's been really beautiful too to watch you rest as well and have time and space to like breathe and not like just constantly work all the time. Obviously with your schedule allows for that. Sometimes you have a lot of breaks and whatever, but which like there's pros and cons to that, but I think like it's just been really cool to watch you grow in your career and how that's like, I think just your health has changed too, of like mentally. And
I was gonna say I'm healthier this year than I've ever been.
Yeah,
just across the board.
I feel like we both are.
Totally. Yeah. I feel like I have a better grip on like what keeps me healthy.
Yeah.
How to like maintain my health. How to take care of myself.
Yeah.
Those things.
Huge.
So I'm glad you've noticed that.
Yeah. We both have also started going to the gym in the past year, which
we're trying to get swole. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, not me. No, but that's been a really good thing obviously for our physical health, but also our mental health. It's been really cool. And having the space and time for that is super hard to find, but I feel like we've been able to find that because of our work-life balance right now. But yeah.
Gym buddies. We're just a couple gym bros.
Just a couple gym bros.
I thought this would be a funny question because when you know somebody as intimately as we know each other, there are things that only you will get annoyed by that I do.
Yeah.
So I want to know what annoys each other the most.
Okay. I know mine.
Go for yours.
You're really bad at cleaning up after yourself.
That's not true.
That is true, Joseph. Remember a few minutes ago when I looked at my desk and there was like...
That's an isolated incident.
No, it's not.
No, you're right. I'm pretty bad at cleaning up.
There it is. He'll deny it until I make him not deny it. I'm just kidding. No, I feel like you'll forget to like turn lights off or forget to like put things away after you've used them.
That's life.
You're getting better, but I would say that's...
Thanks for saying that.
Maybe is that a mean thing to say that it's annoying to me?
No.
Okay, well that's my most annoying thing that you do.
It's whatever. This is raw. You guys are getting the raw, unfiltered.
So unfiltered. All right.
Your narcissism gets a little annoying sometimes. Specifically involving looking at yourself. Because you'll do this thing anytime that I stand in front of a mirror.
Your narcissism. You have to explain that.
I am.
People to think I'm actually a narcissist.
In fact, you just interrupted me explaining it.
Joseph!
Further proving my point. Anytime I stand in front of a mirror, you find your way in front of me to look at yourself in a mirror. We now have 2 full-length mirrors in our room. And when I'm standing in front of one of them, guess which one Jordan will come and stand in front of?
It's because we get ready and do things at the same time. So like when we're brushing
2
our
mirrors.
teeth.
There are 2 mirrors.
I know it's the brushing teeth thing.
The brushing teeth thing. If I'm in, I cannot brush my teeth in the same bathroom as you anymore.
I know, and we've gotten better at that because we've just decided for our
You don't have to
relationship.
justify any of this. It just is annoying.
I know. I'm just saying that it's improved because we've decided, or I've decided, I just won't brush my teeth with you because I know it's going to annoy you.
Do you remember how when you said what was annoying about me, I just owned it and didn't try to give any justification or anything?
Okay.
Just own it. You like standing in front of me and blocking my view of things because you think it's more important to see yourself than it is that I might need to see myself.
Joseph, that's so mean. Yeah, that's true, though.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Handshake.
So, a cordial handshake just happened. All right.
God.
I feel like we can just end it on. We have a pretty good marriage.
Yes, I would say so.
We're doing something right. What is some advice that you would give to somebody who is going to get married, wants to get married, is looking for how to have a successful marriage?
Yes, I would say the first thing that comes to mind, which is kind of what I always think about when I hear this question, is communication is everything. Like, if you're going to be with someone in a long-term committed relationship, I think it's important to communicate and and to not keep things from each other, to be really open with talking through things that are hard, good, ugly, all the things. Communicating like needs and wants and things like that. I think at the end of the day, to simplify it, communication. But I wanted to like give a little explanation. But I think that and I think you and I worked really hard on that while we were dating. And I think because of that, it has made our marriage a lot better in a lot of ways. It's still something we have to, it's something you have to work at every day. Obviously, you can't just work on it and then be good with it. It's that is a constant everyday thing to choose to communicate with your partner. But I feel like you and I do that really well. And so I think, we try to do it really well. We're not perfect in any way, but I would say communication is just make that a priority. Yeah. 'Cause it's crazy important.
I love it.
What about you?
I would add to that a little bit.
Okay.
In that the recognition of seasons is important.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget where I heard this or read this or whatever, but it was talking about, it was just sort of an analogy around sailors, where a good sailor does not prep for the storm while the storm has hit.
Yeah.
They prep for the storm at the dock when the things are good.
Yeah.
So it's recognizing things are good right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take a moment and just reinforce the things that are good.
Yeah.
So that when the storm hits, because it will, when things get rocky, when things start to, when you start to not communicate well, or
when money becomes an issue, or
or
sickness,
any
or
amount of things that happen, you're not going
happens,
oh crap, you don't want to get caught with your pants down.
Yeah.
So just communication and prepping in advance for hard times.
Do you have oh, sorry.
What's that?
I was just going to say, do you have an example of practically what that looks like?
Therapy.
Yeah.
Go to therapy.
Yeah.
Get couples therapy. Couples therapy is not just for when your marriage is failing.
Yeah.
It is, we had an incredible couples therapist in our engagement.
Mm-hmm. And before we even got engaged.
Right.
Yeah.
Just so that we could help learn good habits rather than having to go back over all of this and try to relearn things while things are rough.
Yeah.
So
love that.
I would
great.
suggest it.
Yeah. Those are great.
That's us. Happy anniversary, Jordan.
Happy anniversary.
More handshakes.
Cordial handshake.
Cordial handshake. I love you a lot.
I love you too.
You're my best friend.
Yeah.
Here's to another year.
Here's to another year.
And we'll see what happens after that.
Cheers our mics.
Mike, cheers.
Mike, cheers.
Guys, thanks for hanging out with us for a little while.
Thanks so much. We love you. Hope you have a great week. And kisses all around. Kisses on the top of the head.
That's right.
All right.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.